before we get the show started, I want to take some time and I want to send some love and I want to send some support to Kawan Charles' family, friends, and people that knew him best. If you haven't been paying attention or you just not up to date with what's going on out in Louisiana right now, Kawan Charles was a 15-year-old boy that was lured away from his home by a friend and his mother to later show up, if you might add, dead and beaten. If you can look at the pictures that I've seen and the things that have been sent to me, Kawan Charles is the new millennial of Emmett Till. And before I get into how I truly feel about this, I just want to say this to my people. It's time. It's time. It's time for us to stand up. It's time for us to take action. No one is covering this story. No one is even talking about this story. But yet we still every day have to wake up and hear about another one of our brothers or sisters being killed or being wrongfully mistreated. It's time. It's time. So again, I say to the Charles family from the Daylay family, we send our support and our prayers to you at this time. So I ask the family of the Daylay show to please show your support, repost, and let's get this talked about. Because this is disgusting. But we'll talk about it more right now on the hottest podcast on the airwaves. This is the Daylay Show. Let's get it.
Where's poppin'? Where's poppin'? You guys are live with the hottest motherfucking podcast on the airwaves. It's your girl LG Penny Too Smooth. It is. Yeah, I'm taking over today.
What's happening? It's your boy E Too Smooth in the mix, man.
Okay, and we have a special co-host in the building today. If you want to go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, man, y'all know what's going on. What it is, what it was. Y'all are teeing up with T in the building, man.
Okay,
yes,
Mr. T. So wavy, baby.
Yes,
anyways, let's go ahead and get this thing popping. First, I want you guys to know it is International Women's Month, not day, but month.
Most
okay,
definitely.
So we're celebrating the life and everything that women do all year round, not just on the day, not just on the month, but all year round. But I do want to open this up by starting off with a little quote from you guys by Maya Angelou. A woman in harmony with her spirit is like a river flowing. She goes where she will without pretense and arrives at her destination prepared to be herself and herself only. So if you guys aren't aware, to me, harmony is like basically being peaceful, being able to be pleasant without feeling harmful any type of way, being unbothered. And I feel like that is something that we should master all, whether you're a woman or a man. But most definitely when a woman is at peace with herself, when she has that self-love, when she has that pure self-care for herself, there's nothing that you can tell her. She is undefeated. And that's what I love about us women. So shout out to all those women, baby, because what Tupac say? Huh? Ain't a woman alive like to my mama's place.
Hey, but quick too. I just want to give a shout out to all the single parents out there, independent women that's doing it. I know you don't get enough love, enough shout outs, enough, a lot of attention, but it never goes unnoticed. So to you, man, I appreciate you. Thank you so much, because my mom was a single mom. She was an independent woman. So to all the independent women, single women out there, man, y'all keep doing y'all thing. Salute
to y'all. Hats off to y'all.
All right. So with the first topic of the day, we're going to pop it off. What is the perfect balance between discipline and freedom? Now talk to me now. Discipline versus freedom. What is discipline to you?
Before we get into, I'm going to let the host go. I'm going to let the co-host go
Co-host, Mr. T-Wavy.
What's the
difference between
perfect balance between the two?
The balance between the two, yeah.
I feel like they go hand in hand. And that's simply because in order for you to be disciplined, what was the question?
You need freedom. What is the perfect balance between discipline and freedom?
So in order for you to have discipline, you got to have a little freedom as well. You know what I'm saying? And the same thing vice versa. In order for you to have freedom, you also have to discipline yourself.
Facts.
Most definitely, I can agree with that.
So in order for you, like, say we sitting here, this is free. We have freedom right now.
Freedom of speech.
But we also put it within ourselves because we all have jobs.
Most definitely.
We all have our responsibilities each and every day. So we need to be disciplined to make sure that we take care of all our responsibilities to still sit here. What time is it? 8 o'clock?
Yeah.
To have the freedom to sit here and handle our business while we still having fun.
No, for real. That's a good topic. Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. I really didn't even think about it to that point. You know what I'm saying? But now that you said that, it really do make sense.
Yeah.
It does.
But to me, like, I know when we discussed about the topics early on in the week, the first thing that came to my mind is simple, bro. To me, it depends on where you at that point in your life. Because I truly believe discipline, you know what I'm saying, and what's the other one? Freedom. I feel like it runs together. You know what I'm saying? It's like to be free, you have to be very disciplined. You see what I'm saying? So to be disciplined, that means you have to be aware of the things that you have seen within yourself that's not right. So you have to fix it. You see what I'm saying? So for you to be all the way free, you have to have some type of discipline in yourself. You see what I'm saying? So some people might be like, nah, you that ain't right. But no, think about it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it was in your lifetime that has stopped you or hindered you from doing the things that you wanted to, or the things that you think that is perfect for you, you know what I'm saying? It's always came at what? You had to adjust yourself. You had to sit back. You had to think, you know what I'm saying?
Get
and
that
realize.
Discipline, that structure.
Also with that, you can have so much freedom and not be disciplined
at all. You see what I'm saying?
Hey, because when you get to college, honestly and truly, college is not for everyone. I can for a fact say that when you get to college, it's easy to tell the crowd that it's been disciplined and those who didn't have any discipline or freedom. It's a lot of people out here, once you get that one little ounce of freedom, it's like they go wild. They don't know how to act right. All the discipline goes out the door. So it is important to have the balance of two. Now, OG Penny feels as if they do go hand in hand as well. So I do agree with you guys, because freedom is what everyone wants. You know, that's something everyone wants to be. They want to be free. They want to be able to act freely. Facts. They want to be able to have a job and still be able to do what they want when they want, whether it's the weekend, during the week, you know. That's like the American dream. Everybody's goal is to have that ounce of freedom, even if it's not to the extent of just going somewhere. It can just be doing what you want to do, you know, because some people have jobs, they have all these priorities, but you still want that freedom to go traveling when you want to travel, you know what I mean? But most definitely, because I feel like the only way to get a place of freedom is through discipline, because discipline equals freedom. You know, it applies to every aspect of our life. We need that structure in order to know how to act, because like you said, well, like I just said, once you get to college, it's easy to tell who had discipline and who was just free all the time. You got people who get to college and they just go to every party, but they not in class at 8:15 in the morning.
That's true.
So that shows you had all the freedom to do what you wanted to do, but you didn't have that discipline to be like, okay, although I'm going to this party and leaving at 3 in the morning, I'm still gonna be up for class at 6 and ready by 8:15. That's discipline for you. So
having that discipline creates that freedom.
Exactly.
But I got a question for both of y'all.
What's poppin'?
So, what is the true definition of freedom? True definition of freedom. What is that? What does that look like to y'all?
In multiple words and multiple like phrases that you can put it in is wealth, riches, peace,
most
sanity.
Freedom is most definitely peace and sanity. I would tie that into peace and sanity, because to me, freedom, there's nothing in this world that is free. So to me, I feel like when they say the land of the free and the national anthem, I don't even know what they're relating to, because it's like, you got to pray. You go outside and breathe. It costs $1,500. But I most definitely feel like freedom would be more so what one wants to do, being able to be free, being able to feel loose, being able to just do as you please, basically without the structure of someone or the demand of someone telling you what to do, what to say. I feel like that's how you know you're free.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah,
most definitely.
Because you can be a grown ass person that doesn't have a lot of freedom, just simply because you work all day every day. You know what I mean? It's just a difference. You can be grown with no freedom, or you can be young with no freedom. It just depends on what you're doing. You know what I mean? And how you handle yours. Because if you are disciplined enough, then hopefully you have crossed them T's and dotted them I's, and now you know.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all though. I feel like, for me, and this is truly for me, the true definition of freedom, I feel like it comes from me. when I wake up in the morning and I love who I am. I love my flaws. I love, what drives me. I love what, whatever it is that's pushing me constantly. Whatever it was that happened to me in my past that made me the man that I am today.
Right.
That makes me go harder with whatever I'm doing. That's freedom to me. That's being able to wake up and be like, I know I messed up here. I had this flaw. I had this flaw. Being
able to start over.
You know what I'm saying? And I done sat here and I done analyzed it. I done found out what flaw that it was that messed me up, and I done discipline myself enough to fix it. You see what I'm saying?
That's true.
That's why I say discipline and freedom, it goes hand in hand. See, some people say that freedom can be, wealth. Yeah, it can be. But I feel like for you to really understand what freedom means with wealth, you have to be free from yourself. You see what I'm saying? Because we all go through things.
So you saying it's more an internal?
It gotta be.
Most definitely.
It gotta be.
Instead of external.
It got to be. Because, bro, just like T, if I took the material things that you love away from you, you know what I'm saying, then what do you have? You just have the time of who you are to yourself. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like it's hard for some people, and for what OG Penny said earlier.
Yes, sir.
I can speak to it. I can attest to it. Coming into college, I wanted to go to the parties. You know what I'm saying? I was in the parties more than I was in the class. You know what I'm saying? I had to learn the hard way. You know what I'm saying?
And I was going to say, it's a lot of people who do learn the hard way, because me personally, so a question I have for y'all, let's say y'all have a daughter. I think this is something very important, because a lot of women like me, I can speak for myself, I was raised by my mother and father, but I was raised with enough discipline, but not enough freedom, but it wasn't to the point where it had me going crazy in college, because you do have some people where they didn't know how to act once they got that ounce of freedom, so they were just bouncing off walls, going to every party, going to every play, not making sure their priorities were handled. And like, how do you know how to balance that when you have a child, whether it's a male or a female? Because I feel like sometimes parents, men or women, they tend to give more freedom to the men, the male child, the little boys, but when it comes to the little girl, she doesn't have as much freedom, but she has more discipline. Do you feel like that can make her more sneaky? Do you feel like there's a way you can go about that?
I feel it, me speaking as having two boys, and then also being
two
raised, and being raised by my mama like myself and my grandma. So I just feel like I will be a little bit more flexible with my little boys, and that's just how like society has made it
right.
So like, you got to protect your little girl, you got to protect your daughter, because there's no problem, like no way that you can predict what's gonna happen when she walking out to the bus stop to go to school or walking home, you know what I'm saying? So to eliminate any of the, like, anything going on at parties, you know, rape, forbid anybody being raped, or like alcohol poisoning, like you don't
sexual assault, all those type of things.
You don't want your daughter to go through that traumatic experience, and that's just how everything has been set up from whenever we were little kids and
to now.
Our parents were little kids, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I agree, but I feel like, what about those males who should have been raised to learn what they should not do? Like you just mentioned,
I'm gonna be honest with you.
You want to raise your women, your young ladies, to be able to avoid or not have to go through certain things. But there's those young men who still need that structure. They still need that discipline to know, I shouldn't rape a young lady. So do y'all feel like if y'all raised a little boy the same way you raised your daughter, would that help out? Do you feel like that will kind of balance? You know what I mean? Instead of giving them so much leeway, instead of it just being like, oh, well, you a boy, you can do that. Instead, but you like, nah, you can't do this either. You know what I mean?
There's still structure to it. Like I tell my oldest, he's 3 years old. We sit down, we have our little time, we talk. You know, even though I'm 25, he's 3. He still understands and comprehends. Right. So what I tell him, like, you can do whatever you want. Yeah. But at the same time, you know not to do this.
Right.
See, but to piggyback off of what you just said, and to answer your question, I was gonna say the same thing. Like I say, my mama was a single parent. Right. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have a father in my household. Right. So it was only so much things that she could teach me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the rest that I had to learn either through, my partner's fathers, or I had to learn through the streets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Uncles,
uncles, you know what I'm saying? Mentors or whatever, the coaches or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? But long story short, I feel like, it's gonna always be harder to raise a woman than it is to raise a man. You see what I'm saying? Because you got more to give a woman than you do a man. You see what I'm saying? You have to you got to teach them how to, one, stand up on their own. You got to teach them how to be independent. Now, I'm not saying that you don't have to teach a man how to do that. You do. You really do. You see what I'm saying? But like you just say, you got to watch it. in my head, I understand like what I was doing as a young kid. 9 times out of 10, it could come back and be done to my child. You know what I'm saying? So now I have to sit down and I have to explain to her. I have to really give her the game.